guys, today I got some new wing mounts from Street Faction. When I was actually installing the wing, you guys saw one of them didn't come with any of these, actually no holes on it. So I had to drill it, and it's pretty much stuck in one spot, which is angled all the way down. So today I'm going to be replacing the one that's blank. I think it's for this one. And we're actually going to change the wing angle as far up as I can. I think it'll look a little better. Then also, I got one of these. Got a full HKS Sport Street Legal exhaust from the Catback. So this is the one I was talking about. It's all blank. I had to drill this hole and this hole. This side you can see the adjustments. So I'm going to put it all the way at this one so it's all the way up as far as it can go. And that's pretty much it. I like that angle a lot better. See what it looks like from the front. Oh yeah. That's good. I dig it. Also, since the last time we shot this video, I threw these MST wheels up front. A little bit different offset, and they had some brand new Dunlops on them. Helped me fight a little bit of understeer, which didn't help. Even with 40 psi in the back on some almost gone Dunlops, still was getting some understeer. I have to do a lot of feint entries and like flick entries to get it going without understeer, which is super annoying, but whatever. I'm going to put a hanger on the very end of the new HKS exhaust. I have a hanger in the middle, hanger right over the axle, and then there's one more hanger where the muffler is that I don't have on, just like a zip tie at the moment. And I picked up a hanger from my work. Hopefully that'll work out. So we're going to do that. I got to tighten up the rest of the wing. And then tomorrow we're going to change the oil, and then we're going to go drifting. Okay, so hopefully you can see it here. The new muffler is a little bit big, but let's see. Yeah, so you can see where the zip tie is, but it's hitting somewhere on the inside of this. So I'm going to cut that zip tie. You can see the old hanger. Get my hand in here. This bolt's got to come off, so I can take the rest of this crappy rubber off, take the zip tie off, and hopefully this guy will hold it up nice and high. It's pretty stiff, so hopefully it won't be smacking right here anymore, because it's really annoying inside the car. Okay, so I just took the whole hanger mount off because, like always, New England rust killed this nut, so I'm going to need a little bit more leverage than where I can reach around the muffler. So try to get this off, put the new hanger on. So we got the wing readjusted, different level, we got the exhaust hanger on. I still need to tighten it a little bit, it's wiggling around, but I got a surprise package, which unfortunately means that we won't be able to do any drifting. But I won't end the video without drifting. I'll have to wait for this weekend to do so. But it's a very generic looking box. I have some camshafts. These are 272 for intake and exhaust, 8.1 lift, which is just at the limit of where I don't have to change the springs or anything like that. That's why I decided to go with these. Like I said, they're kind of just generic eBay specials. Spent like $300 on them. But they're not reground cams or anything like that, so I don't have to get different shims. Okay, unfortunately I was just driving, so everything's really hot, but like I said, I don't really have time. So I'm going to start by taking this off, moving the plugs, spinning the engine to TDC, and trying to mark everything off distributor-wise so I get to the same timing.
lugs out. Belt is off. These are loose. Just gotta take them off. Let's see. Yeah, now all I have to do is take all these caps off, lube everything up, put the new cams in, and then put it all back together. It shouldn't be too bad. The exhaust camshaft is out. Let's see if they did this the way I think they're going to. Okay. This one looks like my exhaust cam, but I think they ground them to have gears on either end to just make them some sort of universal camshaft, any 16 valve, blah, 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 blah. But this one has the gears, first one I grabbed, so I'm going to undo this one, lube up all that good stuff, even though it's already got some oil on it, because I always use assembly lube. Then we will put the same technique to the intake side. Look at that. Now I think this is some sort of rip-off of like a Jasma cam, straight out of Taiwan. It's really light, which hopefully isn't a bad thing. I haven't worked too much with aftermarket cams before, so whatever. But we're gonna lube it up, we're gonna throw it in, and I guess go from there. Maybe on the other side I won't put this on the bottom, just on the top part of the cams that aren't lubricated yet. Alright, so this cam seems to be all lubed up, tightened down. The rotor seems to be in the same location, hopefully. So now it's just onto the other side, put the other cam in, lube it up, tighten it down. And I'll probably put the valve covers on last, just to make sure, well, obviously, but I'll keep them off for a little bit, just so I can make sure everything's lined up before I actually button those up. So the distributor cap back on, and start it up. Okay, so this other camshaft just popped in for now, haven't lubed it up, but like I was explaining before, it's kind of as I expected. It's just, they work for either side. A lot of aftermarket cam companies do that. Probably the cheaper end of the spectrum, like what I got. Like I said, they came from Taiwan, they're just eBay specials, but they're 272 cams, 8.1 millimeter lift over my 240 cams that we're in now, so they'll definitely help a lot. Hopefully we can test drive these tonight, because pretty much almost done. Alright, well, just when I thought everything was going smooth, timing belt's nice and tight, the timing marks match from the crank and the top, but I did have to undo the distributor and spin the rotor back just a little bit, so I didn't have to take the cam out again. So hopefully it starts and runs first try, and I don't have to adjust the timing too much, because I absolutely hate timing. But now I can throw the cap back on, valve covers back on, and try to start it. Actually, that's all I gotta do. Not too bad. Alright, well, it is idling. A little noisy. I honestly couldn't really tell you if that's coming from the top end or not. Yeah, it seems like some top end noise. Probably meant to be adjusted a little bit. I'll probably take the valve covers off one more time to make sure everything's tight. Other than that, it's almost at temp. Alright. Rattling out for a little bit. Like I said, it's got some top end noise now. Not too worried about it. But fired up first try, adjusted the timing just a little bit. It's just at about like 28 degrees advance. But the idle's just a little froggy. Sleeping a little bit. So I'm going to see if that's just the bigger cams or if it's timing. So the only way I'm going to tell that is if I go off the street and just wants to pop, 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 pop. So take for a quick run. Okay. So cams are in. Didn't have anyone film for me, so I couldn't take it down on the little test runs I took. Took the timing light with me, stopped at a few side streets, and just kept trying to get the timing good. Pretty much everything I'm running into is right at 3,000 RPM, it breaks up real bad, and then once it passes 3, it revs right up nice and quick, like I want it to. So, I don't know. So right at 3, as long as I shift right at 3 on my way to work, it'll be fine. So on my lunch break tomorrow, I'll get that timed. Like I said, I'm not going to end the video without some drifting, because we weren't able to today. It's too dark. Car's not dialed in all the way with the bigger cams. But yeah, we'll test the new cams this weekend, get some drifting done. Okay, so I tried around 25 degrees of advance. Took it up the street, still doing the same thing, right at 3,000 RPM. It sputters and then really struggles to go, and then once you pass 3, it's fine. So before and after 3, it's perfect. I tried bringing it down to around 15 degrees, 15 to 20 degrees. Maybe they wanted to be retarded a little bit more, and it was doing the same thing. Alright, sorry for the horrible lighting. We're in the basement. The lights take a long time to warm up down here. But took all my chokes out. One's missing because it fell into the abyss down there, so I'll never get it back. So, took it down the street and it drove fine. Didn't skip at 3 at all. I did a couple of drifts when there was no cars around, and yeah, it's actually got balls now. It feels good and no more hesitation. So basically, oops, here we go. Basically, what was happening is oh, maybe I'll shine the light towards me. The effect cams give essentially is just moving peak horsepower and everything up the rev range a little bit, or the torque band, whatever you want to call it. It moves peak horsepower and torque up. So after doing a little bit of research, talking to people on Club 4AG, if you're an 8.6 guy, go to that forum. You probably already know the forum. They're all awesome. This guy John on there knows everything. The Venturi effect was pretty much moved up, and so in the low RPMs that there wasn't as much anymore. So even with my small jets in, right now my big jets are in, the bigger jets are in now, but even with the small ones, there's technically overfueling at that 1 RPM, that 1 air velocity. It's overfueling it, making it stumble. So I was looking around, I couldn't really find anything of anybody actually doing it, but I said, you know, screw it, I'll take all 4 chokes just completely out of the picture, see if that helps introduce more air into the system altogether, so more air to match the fuel. And yeah, it worked. So proud of myself for thinking of that. Hopefully it's not leaning out anywhere. It doesn't seem to be. So we're finally here, Sunday. Car seems to be running okay. I need to I have a couple more jets coming in for the carbs, try out a few different tuning thingies, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. But it's raining. I got no grip on my tires, and they're at 35 psi, so it'll be interesting. And they put a bunch of crap over there, so hopefully I don't hit anything. Yeah, see if we can't do a couple drifts. Watch for the wing. Roll that window down for me. It's so fucking slippery.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it's just my tires or what, but it's super slippery right now. So try having these on because the wheel's starting to hurt my hands. That's how much I have to work it. Did you roll that down, thank you?
Yeah, you ready?
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Couple more. All right. We're not having good luck here because it's like an ice rink, even though it's warm as shit.